Hi, I was just watching the VidKid67 talking about pets. So I thought, what kind of pets have I had in my lifetime? Quite a few, actually. I had to make a list. It's a big list. When I was wee little, we had a fluffy cat named Fluffy. And for a short period of time, we had a little brown dog with a curly tail named Teddy. And my dad couldn't handle 3 kids and a dog when my mom went into the hospital for some leg surgery. So the dog was given to somebody. I had, for a short period of time, a little toad named Herman. We had chickens, geese, and ducks that we got like at Easter time, and they got bigger. And they ended up going out to my great Aunt Emily's farm. For real. It probably ended up in dinner, but she had chicken coop and everything out there. Then my brother and I each had a white, fluffy Angora rabbit. Mine was Alice, his was Sally. And when I was 10, saw a teacher at school said they had cats, and does anyone want a cat? Ask your mom first. And I said, I do. Did you ask your mom? Oh, yeah. Actually, I said to my mother when we were at the store, you know, if I'm bringing home the cat tomorrow, I'm going to need a cat box. Kind of broke it to her that way. So I had a cat named Squeaky, was already named, and what color was he? Yellow and green parakeet named Tweety. My grandma had a fluffy gray cat named Peppa-Check, which is Czech for Joseph, and often called him Peppy, which means Joe. And my mom and dad played bridge, and for a dummy prize, they had 2 female guinea pigs. And the lady said, you don't have to take them home if you don't want them. My mom said, yeah, sure. So we had a little cage, 2 guinea pigs, and someone went on vacation and asked if we would watch their guinea pig while they were on vacation, so we did. It was a boy, and not too long after that, we had 32 guinea pigs. So believe me, I know the noises guinea pigs make. My grandma ended up, after Peppy died, got a teacup poodle, and she didn't want to be like everyone else and name it Fifi, so she named it Fee-Fay. Ooh, I couldn't stand that dog. Yap, 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 and with annoying pain in the butt. I hated that dog. So, we had Squeaky the cat, and then an orange tabby hung around. My brother adopted him, named Max. So, Squeaky and Max. And then a black and white cat hung around, named Lady. So, Squeaky, Max, and Lady. And little by little, through the time, they passed away. When I moved out of the house, my ex had a purpley blue budgigar parakeet named PD. I'm not sure if it's supposed to stand for pterodactyl. I'm not really sure. Then we had fish also, in a 4-foot wide tank and 3 foot high. You can't pet fish. We had first PD when my ex was airing out the house, left the cage open, and the bird flew away. So when we moved out in the middle of nowhere and with the kids, we had this giant fish tank, which I had to clean, and I didn't hate the fish. I just, what can you do with fish? We had another PD number 2. He used to get nervous and chew the wallpaper. And the first PD we had, like if you'd be eating, he'd come out and he'd sit on, well, I didn't have glasses, but my ex did. He'd sit on the rim of the glasses, bend over and look at himself and peck at himself in the eye, in the glass. Or he'd sit on the edge of your plate, especially if you're eating grapefruit, and he'd eat right out of the grapefruit. Or if I was pouring like 7-Up or some kind of clear soda, he'd stand on the edge of the glass and it would rise up, and the bubbles, he'd be sitting there and the bubbles would hit him in the face. And it was funny. He was a good boy. For a short time Brian had a lop-eared black rabbit named Blackie, till a neighbor dog jumped the fence and it tried to defend itself. He ended up bleeding to death. And I went through a school program that my husband picked out for me, my ex. He made all the decisions. The kids wanted an animal. We didn't have any at the time except the damn fish. And we wanted a cat. Well, I had to pass through this program with 3.78 or better grade point average. I did it. So then he puts another stipulation there. Well, if you do this, then if you do this and you do this, he kept setting hurdles in front of me. But I went past all the hurdles, and finally the kids bugged him enough. He said, well, you have to get a job. Well, I got a job. So we went to a Humane Society, and we saw this cute little litter of cats. They were so cute. And one poor little one in the corner had ear mites and fleas, a poor little thing. The cute ones were dumb as rocks, but this little tiny, poor little tiny one came over and was so loving. That was Rainbow. Another stipulation was we had to name it before we could pick it out. Really? I tell you, my ex set some very nearly impossible things. So I figured, well, if we go for a calico, they're multicolored, so we'll name it Rainbow. So we called her Rainbow. And the stipulation was she had to be bathed every day and could only live in the basement. And by the time we had a divorce and we had to leave the house, I packed up the kids, the cat, and whatever clothes we could fit in a bag, and we had to leave in a hurry. It was a life or death type of thing, which is not even a pleasant memory. But the cat came with us. We lived in Grandma's basement for 2.5 years, and then we came here to this house. And a friend of mine said, Roger and I can't take the cat with us. Can you watch Scooter? Can you? Because Roger knows you like cats. Well, yeah, okay. But we renamed him Edmund, or Eddie, after Edmund Blackadder. So it was Rainbow and Edmund. And then one of Brian's friends said, well, we can't take this cat with us to the apartment, but we'll sneak it in later after we're settled. Can we come back for it in 2 weeks? Yeah, sure. They never came back for her. She was dumb as a rock. Cute as could be. Cutie patootie. Had congenital kidney problems and peed on everything, and I had to take her to the Humane Society. I just couldn't handle 2 kids, 3 cats, and being the sole breadwinner and having to do everything else that I had to do. I've been the sole breadwinner since I moved out of my parents' house. Okay, so Haley hopefully was adopted out. And Scott, when he went off to college, he got this cute little gray kitty cat that lived like a college guy and ate Taco Bell and hamburgers and french fries and knew how to open the refrigerator by wedging his body between the cabinet and the refrigerator door. He was so tiny and cute, but look at him now. It's Thrall. He's my good boy. He's my sweetie patootie. And he still likes tomatoes and lettuce. He's an oddball. He likes all the sauce. After I'm done eating spaghetti or something, I leave some sauce on the plate. He likes that. He likes the milk after you're done eating cereal. That kind of thing. And he's a good boy. Keeps me company. And probably keeps my blood pressure down a little. They say animals will do that. And he's my bestest buddy. And that's it for now. That's a lot of pets. Meow meow, woof woof. Upward and onward.